I think we have a problem with dishonor. And I don't know, but a lot of the stuff that I hear, while I do agree and understand what you're saying, I hear a lot of guys who say things like men are disposable, and it's true.
Yeah.
From an evolutionary standpoint. But that doesn't mean, like, it's crazy to me that there are guys who are very, very selfish, like I should get what I want out of everything. And it's like, I don't know, the way I view the society is I do like the chivalry. I like the hero charging into battle, sacrificing himself for the greater good, for building something brilliant, planting trees whose shade he knows he will never sit beneath. And that is something that men need to accept. If you were a guy, life will be harder in a lot of ways. It's not going to be fair to you. You will be treated as disposable garbage. You will be insulted. And that is part of a man being transformed from a wad of cookie dough into being carved out of stone. So all these guys out there that are like, it's not fair, it's not fair. Stop being a weak little bitch. Life's never going to be fair to you. It's going to treat you like crap. It's going to throw you in the mud and spit in your face. And then you have to stand up and say, that's what being a guy is.
Yeah, and I think if a guy does, traverse these obstacles, that their woman needs to follow their lead and be completely submissive. And this is why I'm so big on like male leadership. Like I think anything where women are in the lead, it leads to problems. It's very problematic. And
started more wars. Is that true?
What, women?
I heard that female leaders have started more wars than men. Let me ask.
Yeah, I've heard that stat too. But I think the biggest thing is when it comes to relationships, because too many guys are like okay with letting their wife or their girlfriend run things, and that's like a Trojan horse to the end of the relationship because they're told you and your woman are equal partnerships, and that just sounds good on paper but doesn't work.
Yeah, Genghis Khan set his wife to be the administrator of the capital when he was on campaign. Like she was a brilliant administrator. And I think one of the values of marriage through the legal system is you get to share money and you can give her all your money to administrate.
I think that's bad.
So it says actually,
it takes a load off if you're a businessman.
So this is interesting. Historically, through all of human history, men have started more wars. Why? Well, there's more male leaders. Mm-hmm. However, in modern society, it's actually comparable. Women and men start wars at nearly the same rates. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I see your perspective, but I think I'm a big proponent of like separate bank accounts, your woman not having access to your money, because I think it could just be problematic. But what I've realized is this: when it comes to marriage and dealing with women nowadays, you got to come at it almost from like a defensive standpoint, where if she were to leave you or divorce you or whatever, you're mitigating as much risk and damage as possible, because the problem is that the family courts and the marriage system that we have nowadays incentivizes women to leave you, and they get rewarded for it. So I'm like, damn, if you're going to get in a business contract with someone that's incentivized to break it, like that's not good on your end. So you need to hedge your bets and have things in place where you protect your assets.
This one matters for Western context. From 1480 to 1913, European queens were 27% more likely to engage in military conflict than kings.
Elizabeth, how much of it was
Elizabeth? My
Elizabeth?
stats now. Women suck as leaders too. Let's go. Yep. I knew it.
She was a beast.
She was a beast.
Yeah, she was an animal.
Because women always say, if women ran the world, it would be better. And I'm like,
not the European ones, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not, yeah.
When it comes to like women upholding their aspect of the social contract, I feel like if a man follows through on his word and makes her come like at least once a week, you ever have an unforgettable orgasm? I don't know if you guys, where it's like you still remember it. Like that you should be doing to your wife weekly. And she will always
Well, that's
be there
assuming like she wants to have sex in the first place though. Which I think is the biggest problem, is that like women just like, I don't feel it anymore. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean when I say like, women's attraction is backwards. Like the things that they're aroused by that they actually want, like are almost detrimental to their long-term security. This is why like it's so important for the guy to just be attractive, keep his sexual market value high, and then have the potential to cheat on her. Am I saying go out and smash a bunch of chicks? No, but you definitely need to be capable of doing it, because women only respond favorably to men that can replace them, unfortunately.
I've heard this, so I'm interested how Candace views it. There's like a meme, and it's that women want to date a man who they feel could leave them at any moment for any woman, and they want a man who is nice to them, but they know he doesn't have to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree with all of that. And going back to, so I hate to say red pill because I think it's more black pill when you have like these nihilistic, like really angry dudes online. Like red pill to me seems like you're based in reality, right? You're not so emotionally charged, but it's this idea that they're not going to be respectful to women anymore. They're not going to be chivalrous because of feminism. So like you want to be treated equally, and then I'm going to treat you like a dude instead of like recognizing that we are vastly different creatures. So it's almost weird because it's like this horseshoe thing where we're going into liberalism where like there's no difference between men and women. Like no, there are fundamental differences. And then if you kind of double down and go into the leadership position that a lot of these guys are saying, if you're a leader, you're not going to be influenced by like, I hate to say the word, but like a subordinate or a submissive or someone that like you're supposed to be leading. You're going to be who you are regardless of that influence. So if you have these principles that are I'm going to open the door, I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to always operate as my highest self regardless of the other outside influences because those are my principles. I think what I see a lot now is like men just like totally giving up, taking their ball, going home and saying like I don't want to have values or principles anymore because like women suck.
MGTOW.
Not all women suck. There are plenty that do, and not all guys are great and principled either. So it's like be the best version of yourself, the strongest version of yourself, be principled in your actions regardless of like quote feminism.
Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of guys, they're looking at it like the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. I have to work 10 times harder to get a girl that's more ran through, that isn't going to respect me, doesn't respect masculinity in general. So like for a lot of guys, that's why the passport movement is like blowing up, because guys are like, American women suck, which I'll be honest, they do. So I don't blame them for going to Colombia or these other countries where they have more traditional women, because guys have to work significantly harder for a woman that's a slut to obey them. I mean, I find it crazy how Juan can come in here from Mexico, right? Have no money, broke with like 3 kids, and his Mexican wife is more submissive to him than a man that has millions and has his Americanized wife in the household that's being a raging bitch. And again, you know, I think there's problems on the male side too, because men don't understand that they have a masculine burden of performance to be that guy. But if you are that guy and you have your stuff together, simply put, most women don't qualify for marriage.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, so subscribe and come hang out.